Hello everybody, Brad Johnson here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about you only need to forgive yourself. So through much of the metaphysical community, the spiritual community, we often get the old form of guidance through teachers, experts, etc., who say, well, if that person has harmed you, then you want to make sure you're doing everything in your power to forgive that person. You want to make sure that you're forgiving their actions. You want to make sure that you're forgiving their behavior, and just forgive them as best as you can. And you may just struggle and work so hard trying to forgive that person, even though you may have had the most horrifying experiences regarding that person, from how they were involved in this really heartbreaking situation. And no matter how hard you try, you just say back to those teachers, to those experts, I can't. I can't do it. I cannot forgive that person for what they did. I cannot forgive what happened all that time ago with that person in my life. It's just not possible, right? It's like me trying to lift a building over my head. There's no way I can do it. Well, the good news is you do not have to forgive anybody, right? This is, again, the very, very common misconception we get in the spiritual community, in the metaphysical community. We're just under the impression that no matter what a person has done to me, I have to forgive them. Otherwise, I'm not going to move myself into the higher planes. I'm not going to move myself into higher consciousness if I still have a grudge with that person. So that's not the answer. It's not about having to forgive anybody. All you are doing is learning how to forgive yourself. That's the only point to where forgiveness actually comes into the fold. Brad, how do I do that? Well, this is where you're working with inside yourself and you're looking at that emotion. You're looking at that trauma and you're softening it. It's like I teach you guys through the BCR technique, that you are working with that love energy to soften, to soften, to soften, and watch that dissolvement of the old emotional situation leave you. Because here's the thing. You're moving yourself up into higher contentment. You're bringing yourself up into an elevated state of being through love, through compassion, through happiness, regardless of what has happened to you. And as long as you continue to do that, as long as you continue to move up, higher up to the clouds, with all of that love, with all of that happiness, with all of that compassion, by creating that space in your heart, you're going to be able to forgive everything. You see, it's not also about having to forgive a certain person pertaining to a certain event. If you're only focusing on a person regarding an event, you're only looking at the sum of the parts. You're not looking at the whole. The idea of the entire event is not just looking at one person, it's looking at yourself, it's looking at the entire environment and saying that is a scene. That is a scene that I have aligned myself to. And now all I'm going to do is follow the breath. I'm going to move into calmness. I'm going to go into my heart space and I'm going to reinforce love energy into myself, and I will witness myself completely bringing compassion, love, support to that entire situation, and I will watch it dissolve. So you can relax yourself with the feeling that whenever somebody has ever told you that you need to forgive somebody else, you don't. You are forgiving yourself and the emotional trauma that has caused you to think that way. You're forgiving your imprints. You're forgiving these fingerprints that you're putting upon these old scenarios that represented conflicts, that represented harshnesses and hardships, and you're elevating yourself to the level where your love and your compassion and your joy is so powerful that everything that exists beneath your feet is being dissolved. So remember, you only ever have to forgive yourself. It is not about having to forgive anybody else. You're the only one here. You're the only one who is the perceiver. Point to anybody else outside of your reality. Point to a person standing over here. Point to a person standing over here. You're not pointing inside. They are not a perceiver. You're the only perceiver. As a perceiver, you are cleaning yourself up. You're taking responsibility. You're going into inner forgiveness. You're cleaning up all of that debris because you're getting yourself high on love, happiness, joy, and compassion. And that is the antidote to everything within your life that has been conflicting. So remember, you only need ever forgive yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Take care and be well. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.